Hi boys and girls. The purpose of this video is to show you how to make a graph using your Chromebook. And so we're going to be using the quick graphs from class last week that was posted on May 4th. And so you need to pull that assignment up from Google Classroom. When you open it up, it looks something like this. That's the intro once again, showing us the different elements of a good bar graph. And so you'll scroll down. We're going to use the graphs right here. Quick graph 1, 2, 4, and 5. If anything appears too small for you, use your zoom in button so you can zoom in to see what that is. So for each graph, once again, we're going to use the data sets we have here, the age groups, for example, the number of text messages they send, and we're going to label our graph. Each graph is going to have a title, which is simply just the left box and the right box combined. So for example, age group versus median number of text messages sent and received daily. That'd be our title. We're going to label our vertical axis over here, which is the number, what we're graphing over here. So that's like the number of text messages sent and received. And then we're going to label on the very bottom, which is our independent variable, the thing that we are adjusting or changing. That's the age groups. And so that's what's going to go in the very bottom. So to do this, especially for your project called product testing, you're going to open up a new slideshow. I type in slides.new, as you can see up here in the browser, and we'll let it load. And once this pulls up a new slideshow, you'll give your first slide a title. And so I'm going to quickly just come up with something random. And so I'll call it Mr. Battles Product Testing. Okay, so obviously you'll give it a title to what you're really using. I'm going to make a new slide, and to do that, I right-click. You can two-finger click if you don't have a mouse, and we're going to make a new slide. And this first slide's title is going to be Quick Graph. This is number 1, the very first one. Now, to insert a graph, what we're going to do is go to this box right here or anywhere on the slide, and we're going to hit Insert. And if you don't see that menu, by the way, it's on the right side. Drop it down. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Charts. Now, we want to make a bar graph, but their bar graph, the way they have it set up, is a horizontal graph. What they call bar graph is the column graph. So click on Column. And what's going to pop up is going to be their sort of standard data set showing us a comparison of two different bar graphs. Bar graphs compare data. So once again, I'm going to make it a little bigger just so it fits the screen. Click on this little symbol here. It takes us to a spreadsheet. Hit Open Source. And here we're going to modify the spreadsheet that has all the data. Now, mind you, this is all loading, so it might take a little while. And so there's my data set. It shows me period 1, period 2, the team players that were involved, and the graph is loading. Here it goes. Okay, and once that graph loads, I'll get that out of the way. Now for here it goes, our data set, we don't need period 2. We only have one column of data. So I'm gonna let that graph load and then drag it to the side. So it's out of the way. And I'm going to click on column C here, select the column C, the whole column, two-finger click, and let's go ahead and delete that column. We don't need it. We only need one column of data. Now, once again, I'm using the data set from the very first graph right here, quick graph number 1. Age group, that's going to go on my y-axis, on my x-axis on the bottom. And the number of text messages. So this is my first column. This is my second column, just like that. So here we have over here in column A is going to be my age group. And for period 1, that's going to be my text messages. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to put down median number of text messages. And right now, don't worry about the fact that it kind of is bigger than the other one. I'm going to move this, it finally loaded, out the way. we can put it to the right side. And so now I don't need group numbers. In fact, what I do need are these numbers. So all of these I'm going to put on that chart, 18 through 24, 25, 34, etc. So I paused the video because it's pretty boring watching me type these numbers in. So I typed them in, just exactly the same column, just like that, as we have there. Now I'll type in the data from my text set. I'm going to go ahead and put those numbers in. I think the first one was 109.5 and go back 41.8 for the next one. And once again, I'm going to pause the video just to sort of get rid of the loss of time here. Okay, so now I typed all my numbers in, my age group, and then my median number of text messages, that column as well. So now I'm going to pull up my chart, and here's where we want to do some editing here. So on our chart, let's see if I can click it, bring it a little bit closer over here. Okay, so we want to start editing our chart. Now, points scored is not the title. So I'm going to click on my chart, right click. For you, it's a 2-finger click. I'm going to go ahead and go up to the legend, or actually chart and axes title. So first thing is my chart title. And I'm going to change that from when it says points scored. A box is going to pop up here. It says customized, and here we go. So chart title right here under chart and axes title, and it's not points scored. Once again, my title is going to be age group versus, this is median number of text messages sent and received. And once again, where did that come from? That's just this column right here, age group versus median number of text sent and received daily. That's all I'm doing is putting that versus that. The left box versus the right box, that's all we're doing. So that's my little chart. I'm going to go back over here to my spreadsheet, and you can modify that. I don't like it left centered. I'm going to put it in the very center there. You can change the font size of it and the font color. You don't need to do that right now, but I'm going to make it red just so you can see it. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, maybe size 20 or maybe 22 or 24, just so you can see that we can edit that box there. So now that's my chart title. Now let's go to the charts, the horizontal axis. What's these numbers down here showing me? That is my age group. So once again, just type in age group, and you can make that bigger. I definitely want that bigger. That's too small. I'll make that 24, or we'll go size, we'll go 24, and I'll change the color to red, keep it all red and blue. And then the last thing is to label my y-axis. And so once again, under the axes, go down to the vertical axis, and my vertical axis, I'm going to go to, let's see here. Oopsie, it's under chart and axes title, and change that to vertical axis. Good. And then here it's going to be the number of text messages sent. And once again, that's just the very top. That's the median number, but I'll put number of text messages sent and received. That's all we're graphing. That's my Y. That's my X. This is my vertical. That's my horizontal. That's all that goes in those boxes. So once again, I'll make the font size a little bit bigger and change the color so you can see that. We'll go to size 20. Why not? I'll keep everything at 20. Good. And so there's that. Now, it doesn't fit all the way in the chart. That's okay. No big deal. Now, last thing is I want to actually see my numbers. When I present and share with the class, I want to see what these numbers actually are. To do that, you simply have to go to Series. Click on Series, scroll down, find where it says Data Labels, and click on Data Labels. Once again, you can see the numbers now pop up here And these numbers are kind of small. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, go to 18, and I'll use red as a color just because it's the color of the choice today. There we go. And there's that. And so there you have it. So there's a lot of things you can do with this chart. Once you're done with this, go back into your graph, your slideshow, hit updates, and you're done. And that's how you make a little bar chart. You can do a lot more. You can change the color. I'm not really happy with blue and red, but that's a quick little overview showing you how to make a bar graph using Google Slides. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck.